me. Honestly, I don't think there's anything more annoying than when a guy like literally just can't take a hint. I know I sound like I'm trying to be relatable, but I've actually been in a situation where I had to reject a guy before. I've been in a few situations like that actually. And I remember the first time it ever happened to me where I had to like reject a guy before. It was an interesting experience. Like this guy, he was actually one of my friends. Like he was a close friend of mine back in high school, and I didn't even know the dude was gay. Actually, no one knew he was gay at the time. Like this was like something where he was just keeping it on the down low. And we were at this party and we were drinking, and I remember he had a few too many. And basically, to make a long story short, he started to come on to me, and he was saying things that you just don't want to know. I'm not gonna get into the specifics, but basically, it was revolving around the fact that, you know, guys and girls, they're all equal, and it doesn't matter who you are, everyone has a mouth, and I should be more open-minded. I don't know if you're picking up what I'm putting down, but yeah. Awkward. So ladies, if you've ever been in a situation where a guy just was really into you and just pursued you non-stop, and you just wanted him to go away, I just want you to know I can relate to you on that. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up down below if you know what I'm talking about. And hopefully this video can help you with how to reject a guy and doing it maybe in a nice way, maybe not a nice way. It's really up to them. Like respect is a two-way street. This isn't one way, you know what I mean? Like if you want respect from me, you gotta at least give it. And honestly, one of the most respectful things you can do if someone's coming on to you and you're not interested in them is being direct as possible. Like there's a golden rule for rejection, which is the more direct the reject, the more effect it will reflect. I want you to back this video up right now and actually try and say that with me. For two reasons. Number one, I want you to remember it, and number two, that was really hard for me to say, and I want you guys to see if you can be able to say it too. The more direct the reject, the more effect it will reflect. So that's tip number one. Be as direct as possible with them. The only thing with being direct though is sometimes it can feel like you're being too mean, and it's like if you're like a super nice person, maybe you don't want to be as direct as possible. So there actually are other things you can say that are a little less direct but can still convey the same message. Like for example, if you're talking to a guy that you're not into and you just tell him something like, honestly, you're like a little brother to me. He could be twice your size and like 4 years older than you. You could still say he's like a little brother, and that will just crush his ego. Because no guy wants to date a girl who it's like the girl frames him as like the little brother. That's no. It just basically conveys this message that guys have in their head of being in the friend zone. And 90% of guys, when they're in the friend zone, that's when they lose all hope. Another thing you could do, even if you're like single, just talk about your boyfriend. Just pretend you have a boyfriend, just tell him about him. You want to convey the kind of message where it's like, I'm in a situation where I'm never going to date you. And if you say one of those lines, or if you say both of those lines and they're like still pursuing you at that point, you're probably wondering like, how do they not get the message? Here's the thing, he's getting the hint that you're trying to convey, but in his mind, he thinks there's like some way that he's gonna be able to like change your mind. So at that point, you kind of have to like change your strategy because what you're doing now isn't gonna work. So I actually wrote down this one line. I literally like typed this out perfectly so that when I would say it on video, it'd be like perfect. So if you can like memorize this line exactly and then say it back to them, like you're in the clear. Because you could say something like, you know, I really wish you respected me enough to be my friend and you didn't only talk to me to hook up with me. Like that really hurts me. If you literally drop that exact line, he is gonna feel like an asshole. So I highly recommend you memorize that line word for word. But if you don't want to say something like that, if you feel like you're being too mean, I guess I kind of understand that. I still think you should just, you know, say that anyway. But if you don't want to say that, you can do, there's like one last option, which is pretty much calling in the backup. And what I mean by backup, I'm talking about the best friend. So basically what you do is you call up your best friend, you talk to them, and you just complain about how annoying this person is who keeps pursuing you and won't leave you alone. And you want to get your friend so annoyed to the point where they're just infuriated and they're gonna just bitch this guy out for you. Because they're not gonna feel bad about being mean to this guy because you're the one that's rejecting them, but they're doing the rejecting, so they're like completely scot-free, being able to say whatever they want. So it's like a win-win situation because you're not rejecting him, but you're still rejecting him. And out of all these tactics, one of them just has to work. It's like there's no other option. Like if that doesn't work, you're literally like the only thing you can do left is get a restraining order. Like that's literally it. So I think this is a pretty helpful video. If there's any other like tactics that you might recommend, leave them in the comment section down below so we can have like a big like list of just like every single way to reject someone, so you can like come back to this video if you want more suggestions. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up down below. If this is your first time ever watching one of my videos and you don't hate my face, feel free to subscribe because I make make videos like this every single Monday. Also, if you didn't see my last video, I'm gonna post that right there so you can check that out. There is one more thing I want to do. If you guys don't have me on Snapchat, I've been on Snapchat like so much more than usual. So if you guys want to add me on there, I'm gonna try and do this thing where like if you're on a computer, maybe you can like screenshot from your screen if you pull out your Snapchat camera. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm just gonna try this real quick. I might be really stupid. Okay, so if you can like pause the video right now and just like screenshot that'd be perfect. And hey, and guys, that's really all I've got to say on it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next Monday. Peace.